We've waited 9.5 long months for this, but finally the 2023 Grand Final rematch is here. The Sydney Kings are back in Tamaki Makaurau and already have one win over the Kiwis this year. Can the star-studded Kings unit get another win tonight? The Breakers look good though in the far north, charming the Snakes to the tune of 29 points. Now they're home and ready to get one back on the reigning champs. Will the Kings stay atop of their throne, or will the Breakers take them out? It's a final rematch in Aotearoa's Hoops capital. It was busy here in Auckland today. Sun was out as the Breakers get ready to take on the Kings, and it is filling out nicely here. Will these fans go home with an early gift as a dub from the Breakers? I'm Brooke Rusko, joined by Casey Frank. And Case, I know a lot of these people here, the fans will be excited to hear this, that Will McDowell-White is suiting up and he's going to be playing again tonight.
So important for the Breakers to get Will back. He was obviously key to everything they did last year. Hadn't found that form early in the season before injury beset him. But what he means to this team is not shown just by the stats. His leadership, his defense, and what he does with this team is so important on and off the court. Great to have him back in uniform.
Well, that's one, but there's also someone else who's been out for it's almost 2 months now, Zylan Cheatham. Taylor is with us as well. Taylor, what have you heard about Zylan?
Well, Brooke, the update is, well, last week he kitted up, but he didn't take the court, and the same thing is happening today. He is kitting up, but if he does go on court, remains to be seen. During the week, Modi said, look, his foot injury is totally healed, but it's just up to him now and whether his body feels right. And look, I'll tell you what, the crowd absolutely erupted when his name came out, when everyone ran out on court. So I know everyone here is wanting to see him, and I certainly am, Brooke.
All right, let's take a look at the ladder, and the United are there, Kings are there as always. Wildcats have really found their groove as well. The Breakers are searching for that 6th spot at the moment, so it's going to be a big game here tonight. But it's not just this, there is a whole bunch more games coming up in round 12 in Case. I know that there's some Christmas games in there as well. We can eat some pavlova and enjoy watching that. But the game that I cannot wait for is that United and Wildcats game tomorrow night.
It's an exciting one. I mean, it's certainly one that's for everybody got circled. But I am really looking forward to the Christmas Day games. I want to see that New South Wales battle. I want to see the Jack Jumpers get into the Phoenix. It's a great week of basketball, festive time of year. Couldn't ask for anything more.
Eat way too much and enjoy some basketball. That's the best way to do it. Now, Anthony Lamb has joined the Breakers, and man, has he been impressive since he got here. Another big game when they play Cairns Case. What have you liked the most about Anthony Lamb?
Well, I love his patience. He just is never forced into doing something he doesn't want to do. You see the stats there, but they don't talk about the poise under pressure. He's not the best athlete out there, but he's got unbelievable footwork and knows the space on the court and how to get his shot off against players much bigger than him, and he is obviously key to the Breakers' offensive fortune.
Well, he will probably get cooking at one point tonight, and one person that I know that the Kings want to get cooking is DJ Hogan. We talked about this. He loves playing the Breakers.
Loves it. He killed the Breakers last year for their Cairns Taipans, and he especially is going to be kryptonite against the Breakers zone, which they've relied on so much. He hasn't had the best start by his standards to the season, but I feel one erupting from him soon, and hopefully he doesn't become the 10th volcano in Auckland today.
Well, we are just moments away from tip-off. I'm going to throw this one, Case. You get it back into the commentary booth. Andrew Mulligan, we're almost there, baby.
We certainly are, Brooke. It's the most wonderful time of the year as we head into Christmas. 2 games on Christmas Day, but let's start round 12 with a grand final rematch at Spark Arena. Here is your starting 5. Dan Futu gets his first career start for the Breakers, filling in for Finn Delaney. More on that as we go through the first quarter. Mantas Rubstavicius was sensational in the win over Cairns, 21-8 and 3 assists. Parker Jackson Cartwright, Anthony Lamb and Mango Matiang round out the starting 5. For the Sydney Kings, big, long and lethal is the best way of describing this 5. Jalen Adams back in the NBL. The head of the Snake, Jordan Hunter, Alex Tui, the next star, and just, you know, Denzel Valentine and DJ Hogue. That is an enormous team starting out against the Breakers tonight here at Spark. They're on the outside looking in. The Kings are second on the ladder. These 2 teams know each other very well. The Kings come into this encounter within 6 of 7 games here on Spark Arena's floor. Those are your referees. And for the Breakers, they have lost their last 4 games in downtown Tamaki Makaurau. A good crowd in for this one. Casey Frank, this one might just have 100 for each.
Offense is not going to be a problem today, is the prediction I have. These are two high-scoring, potent offenses led by unbelievable guards that we didn't even get to. We didn't talk much about Parker Jackson Cartwright and Jalen Adams because we're going to be talking about them for the next 40 minutes. Those two guys are going to be pushing the pace, attacking each other in transition, and leading to extremely explosive offenses tonight.
Well, this is the 12th different starting five in 15 games. This being the 15th game of the Breakers season, a 12th different starting five for this team. They have lurched from injury to key players. Finn Delaney the latest. We await the return of Zyden Cheatham and Will McDowell-White. We're underway at Spark, and Dan Futu secures it for Parker Jackson Cartwright. Tui picks him up, the length of the young man. And it's Anthony Lamb up high with Hogue on him, using that screen. Jordan Hunter bats it away. Lamb will shoot the three. And it's going to come off Dan Futu's hand. And they are a fast-breaking team, the Kings. Offensive rebounds will be rare for the Breakers tonight.
Well, they're as rare as hen's teeth as it starts out with, but against this King squad, this is not a team that you want to have numbers against you coming back in D-Trans, so they will not be sending extra bodies to that old glass.
They average over 95 points as Adams tries to stick the step back, and it falls to Jackson Cartwright. PJC crosses half court. Kicking the ball into the corner. And it goes in from Matiang.
Matiang's going to get the credit for that. Jordy Hunter, however, got the hand on it. Nice tip there to start off the day for the Breakers. Three actually goes, so it wasn't tipped at all. It dropped.
It went in. Hogue dropping it off. Jordan Hunter, nice basketball from the Kings.
Anthony Lamb starts things off with that three-pointer. Kings come back to silence the crowd. And I feel the efficiency is going to just pick up from here.
Apologies, the crowd was standing. That corner three was obscured as we have an aggressive foul. For Rubes Tavicius from Jalen Adams.
When being in the stadium backfires, Andrew. Well, I love the energy in here today. Normally, this is a game that the Breakers actually have trouble bringing a crowd to. Just before Christmas break, the entire city of Auckland flees to the provinces. But tonight, several thousand have stayed in, and it brought a lot of energy for a Breakers team that needs it.
So that's now a two-point shot as called by referee Michael Aylan there. So there was a hand on it, so it's now a two.
Yeah, it was what I saw with Jordy Hunter getting the hand on it to tip it in. It was counted as three, but he touched it, so that negates the three-pointer, and I think Matiang might end up getting the credit for it eventually.
Good screen set by Matiang on Hogue. And he gets it dropped off from Anthony Lamb. This is pretty basketball from the Breakers and the Kings early.
That was a beautiful screen by Anthony Lamb after he passed it. He dropped it off from Matiang and then used his body to shield the defender to enable that bucket.
Adams with a little turnaround hook. PJC the other way. Puts on the afterburners. And we've got a whistle and a foul as Jalen Adams gets tangled up with Dan Futu off the ball.
Well, and that's exactly what Dan Futu needs to be able to do out here. You know, he's come in for Finn Delaney, who, as important as Finn Delaney is to this team, hasn't been playing well. You know, he's shooting sub 20% from the three-point line. He's not really producing. Dan Futu might be able to guy that can bring some energy and lift in that position.
Well, speaking with Modi Moa before the game about the decision to start Dan Futu, here's a skill set that replicates what Finn Delaney can do. And Dan Futu will be plugged into the starting five. They've used three different schemes so far this season, have the Breakers. Having to adjust with the absence of Will McDowell-White. Twice Zyden Cheatham with injury, for Delaney early on as well. Bringing Anthony Lamb in. And it's 6-2 early on. And so that's not right on your screen there. 6-2 to the Breakers. And off. It's Dan Futu meeting Alex Tui rim high, and they call a foul.
Well, official Michael Aylan saying it was on the arm from the other side. As we take a look, drop in the Tui, and you see it on that left arm in there. Pretty clean up high, but it follows through to get that forearm. Nice call there. Tui earns it, and we'll head to the charity stripe for two.
And Coach Mahmoud is probably questioning why it's not offensive interference on that as well. Got a hand up through the bottom of the ring as it went up through the challenge of Fotu. But Tui, he missed the first free throw there. Was going to go to Gonzaga as Alex Tui decided to stick with the NBL, based out of Canberra. PJC has it slapped away.
Well, that's an excellent job by Tui to be able to close that space. PJC blew by him, but the length of Tui enabled him to take that shot out of the sky and keep the shot clock at 18 for the baseline inbounds.
Fotu is fouled. And there was a foul before the shot, so no foul shot coming.
Breakers have shown a couple of new sets here. First on the baseline, they started with that interesting double screen into the lob play to kick off the game that wasn't come through, but they've had some training time as of late, and it looks like they've implemented some new schemes.
Second team foul for the Kings. That one on Valentine. Lamb gets it back, shoots the three ball a little strong. And they are the #1 rebounding team in the NBL. The Sydney Kings average just over 40. Tui with the crossover. Tries to get Fotu up in the air, does well defensively, but it'll stay with the Sydney Siders.
And this is the key for the Breakers. Find a way to finish defensive stops with rebounds, because they are just giving up too much on the offensive glass. And this time, the Sydney Kings were able to keep it with the crash by Hunter.
Tui catch and shoot. Off the back of the iron. Matiang on the challenge from Jordan Hunter over the back, hasn't poked out off his hands.
How about the work by Hunter on the offensive glass? Doesn't get credit for either of these, but they're his rebounds and his possessions.
DJ Ho, the former Taipan, now with Sydney, spinning, dropping it off, and it was too strong. Jordan Hunter was already there. He thought he might have been flashing on the baseline, but it's not going to be that play. It's going to be Breakers' ball.
DJ Ho, very unselfish player, but he's so gifted as a scorer. If I'm his coach, I want him shooting that basketball. Look to get some other people involved later. Let's get yourself involved first.
This is the luxury they can afford by putting Tui on PJC. And it doesn't matter because he just turns around and drops along too.
That screen's so deep. Matiang's doing a nice job of screening and moving it down at the same time, so that 17-footer becomes a 14-footer.
PJC goes under the screen and Jalen Adams makes him pay.
Jordy Hunter made him pay. You cannot go under that screen because he rolled right into it. Excellent recognition by the big to set up that open jumper.
Jackson Cartwright dropping off to Matiang, who's fouled. Breakers going to work in the key.
I like the strategy by New Zealand early in this one. At times, they've allowed other interiors, as we see the little dish-off pass and the foul up high as Matiang heads to the line. That foul whistled on Jordan Hunter, his first. But at times, they've allowed these other interior teams and interior units for the opposition have free reign and really attack them on the other end. Tonight, they're attacking them early, but they have to keep that pressure up as this game goes along.
Well, during the week, shoot around, they had everyone running. The Breakers did, and they had everyone humming. They looked so good against the Cairns Taipans. They did a job on the Snakes, and then they had a great run, and then literally on the last play of scrimmage, Finn Delaney injured his calf muscle. Mody Moore again having to reshuffle the starting five and his rotation. Cheatham and Will McDowell-White still to come in, and both will be on a minutes restriction as well, so he's getting some minutes out of these starters, which he's had to lean on heavily throughout the season so far.
Matiang hitting 2 free throws. One of the few Achilles heels of the Breakers in Cairns was their lack of free throw shooting. Matiang was one of those culprits, but hits the first 2 tonight.
Well, in the game earlier on in the season between these two teams in Sydney, they held Sydney to just 13 free throw attempts while shooting 24. So they see something in that Cairns. Adams puts the kid down. He can't make it pay. Moves to Vitrus, runs the lanes, going the other way, finishes with the right hand, and you love to see it.
Love the pace offensively. Sydney, great offensively, got a great shot, but the response by the Breakers in transition, impressive.
Great track by Lamb and Matiang there, poking it away, stays with Valentine. And Matiang just a little bit too aggressive there over the back of Jordan Hunter.
And those are the fouls that he has to take out of his game. He's so important to what the Breakers are trying to accomplish. And when he picks up those 2 early fouls, it makes it really difficult for this front line to compete because he is the only player with close to elite size on this roster.
Well, he sits with 1 now. Dane Pinot in the game. Adams misses that 3. Jordan Hunter, it is going to be a job to keep him off the glass. Stavicius in the corner for 3. And he's fouled. It's a 4-point play opportunity.
Fired up, and so is the crowd. Love to see him, the next star, come up and produce at a high level, coming off his season high. What's impressive about him is his efficiency. He does not take bad shots. 21 years old, but has the offensive wherewithal of a player. Has been playing professionally for 10, 15 years. Catch, shoot with quickness, takes the foul. Off to an excellent start, 5 points, looking for 6 from the charity stripe here.
Isn't it in Lithuania when you turn 4 you can play professional basketball?
I don't know. I've seen some 4-year-olds over there. They did look at least 8. I mean, they age up, no doubt about it.
And Stavicius converts that 4-point play. 16-6 is the score here at Spark Arena. Jonah Bolden and Sean Bruce in the game for Sydney. So is Galloway, Jalen Galloway. Tui on the kick out. Breakers trying to stop the drive here. Tough drive as well. And they get the stop. Pinot with the rebound.
Phenomenally athletic as Galloway, as always. Couldn't get that finish. Pinot just enough to start the break.
Lamb trying to go around. And Stavicius, a little bit of a heat check there. Abercrombie coming to the scorer's table. Bruce over half court.
Breakers switching back and forth from this zone to man. Back in the man for now as the whistle is blown on the baseline. But what I've seen in the zone from them early in this one, it's been a lot more active out to the 3-point line. Not as compact, much more engaged out there on the perimeter.
And still no Will McDowell-White or Cheatham as Abercrombie and the Arthur come into the game. Lamb and Stavicius check out.
And I expect to see William McDowell-White. I'm a little less optimistic about Zylan Cheatham. He just doesn't seem to have the confidence in his body just yet, and that's so important for an athlete of his caliber.
Galloway looking sprightly. Good defense by Abercrombie. Pinot with another rebound. Liafa dropping it off. And Galloway saves it.
Wow.
Athleticism.
Athlete everywhere.
Bruce almost double dribbled that. Jonah Bolden looking for a handoff. Galloway feeling it. Kicking it out. Bruce on the drive. Gets Futu up in the air. Poked away. Stolen. PJC going over the top. Pinot. Bolden. Bruce sees a lane. In the corners, Tui. Ball moving around for Sydney. Again, they miss.
Wow.
Futu with the rebound.
Sydney is playing perfect offense. I love the way the ball's moving, but the Breakers just enough to dissuade these shots from going in.
Sydney, 2 of 6, and Dan Futu with the start and the finger roll.
You see how many rotations the Breakers are forcing for the Kings. On the other end, the Kings are only getting the Breakers that second, third pass before the penetrating action is happening, and that's hurting the back end of the D.
Hogan caught Noy in the game. And another Sydney Kings turnover. That is turnover number 2 for them as Will McDowell-White comes into the game for the Breakers.
Dan Futu also going to head to the bench as Anthony Lamb comes back in. As we take Dan Futu's little layup, playing with some confidence out there. 2 points, 2 rebounds, but an energetic stint in his first career start to get this Breaker squad off to another great first quarter.
DJ Hogue has, I think, blood on his jersey. He needs that cleaned off, apparently. Abdel Fattah has not called a timeout here as the Breakers have a 12-point lead with 3:56 to go. Because as you say, the offense looks good. Shots just aren't dropping.
DJ Hogue trying to figure out if somebody wants to give him a new jersey or if he's just going to go to the blood jersey. Switching up now, but in the meantime, Angus Glover gets his first action.
Angus Glover, a nemesis of the Breakers' grand final aspirations as Isaiah Liafa, instant offense off the bench.
Breakers' offense is just looking like they're operating as one, extremely fluid and organic.
Into this 2-3 zone. It's Galloway looking inside to Noy. Kayat Noi had a knee complaint during the week. And another stop. The breakers crashing the glass here. Lamb to Liafa. Lamb with the catch. Has it and puts it down!
Anthony Lamb, did I say he wasn't a great athlete earlier? Because he's above the rim. Timeout to the Kings. They've seen enough. 23-6 to start. The offense is on fire, and so is the crowd. Look at the finish here. Anthony Lamb up and over with ferocity.
And so this has been a great start, and they now have a little bit of depth to their bench. Will McDowell-White is back for the Breakers after missing the last few rounds. He spoke with Casey before the game.
Well, Will, back a little bit earlier than scheduled. Very good news for Breakers fans across the country. What is it about the training regimen that you're upon that got you back and ready to go?
I mean, it was just me following what I was told to do. You know, got in the pool and did some running and you know, some low impact stuff, and you know, everything went well, and we just progressed every day. You know, yeah, every day I was feeling better, so I just kept going.
Well, I got to get you working on my mortgage if you can work that in half. But back to the basketball, looking at you, how are you going to re-assimilate yourself into the team? They found a little bit of form offensively, and how are you going to try and get your way and ease back into the things?
Yeah, I think that's the good thing about being out is you can watch and see where you can impact the game. And you know, I think for me, it's just doing what I do. I just, for now, come back, be an organizer and make sure everyone's on the same page offensively. Defensively, just play hard. That's all I have to do. But yeah, just do what I do regularly, and yeah, eventually it'll all fall into place.
Appreciate your time. Good luck tonight.
Well, for more on the Breakers timeout, let's go to Taylor Johnson.
Wells Modi was super animated, and the biggest thing he said is let's keep serving them off possession. Let's not forget that the Kings, they score more points than anyone in the first quarter, and they have only been kept to 6. And the biggest message was keep crashing the boards. That's what you're doing well. So, I mean, I've never seen Modi more positive in my life.
And for Will McDowell-White, he's getting his first meaningful minutes in a long time as Tom Abercrombie misses that.
Interesting to see how the Kings responded. First drive was straight to the cup. Don't settle for the jumper. Got to attack the zone and penetrate it with the pass or the dribble.
I have to correct my posture as I sit in commentary. It's Glover on the drive. That's vintage Angus Glover.
He's been a breaker killer over the years himself, and that time just a little fake handoff, and he's able to keep his balance for the finish on the layup.
McDowell-White kicks it to the corner. Liafa. Catch and shoot. Dane Pino again with the rebound, this time at the offensive end.
Some of the best activity we've seen from him this season, especially on the offensive glass, where the Breakers have been a bit outclassed this year.
Will McDowell-White falling away. And comes to Sean Bruce. Glover down low. Finds Bolden.
What a finish.
And the and one, the strength of Jonah Bolden.
Tried to pull the chair out from underneath him, but you could see the core strength there as Will McDowell-White tries to pull it out from under, and he's able to keep his balance, get the foul, and somehow flip it up and in. Timeout to the Breakers, as Coach Modi Moore does not like how the Breakers have responded after that timeout by the Kings. 4 straight points. And now Modi Moore is going to probably be less positive this time around.
Patience on the foul, because Will McDowell-White's holding first, then Bolden does a grab as well.
First was at the 5 on offense. And we gave 2 layups, boys. Switch strong, deny the post. Don't give straight line drives. It's all about your one-on-one defense. We gave 3 layups, to be honest. So let's be tougher. Got it? After a make, we're in 25, and Tommy's in the middle. After a make, we're in 25, Tommy's in the middle. The 2 shots you took were great looks. Keep shooting them, no problem. All right, no problem. Next play. Let's go chest. Let's put Lambo in the second side. If he gets Galloway, post him up. Lambo, you come out. Hit. Play. Play the second side with Isaiah. So Isaiah be here. Tommy be over here. All right? Chest. And then cut down. Second side. If not, back middle.
23-12. Snooze timeout called by Modi Moore on the Breakers. And let's go to Brooke, who has the Kings timeout.
Yeah, listening in, and it was the same message that was in the last time out before that as well. Continue to slow down. Just felt rushed coming out of the game. They slowed it down. They've taken the air out of the ball. They've taken the crowd out of this game in the last minute and some change. Close this quarter out, get it back to under single digits, under double digits, sorry, and get back to Kings basketball. No stress, though. It was just slow down.
Well, one thing we do know about this Breaker squad is they can get off to hot starts, but let teams back in. The missed free throw there by Bolden doesn't complete the three-point play, but still stretch that down to an 11-point deficit.
Lamb to Liafa. 90 seconds to go in this first quarter. Skip pass. Abercrombie over Bolden with the closeout.
That's a heck of a challenge. He might have taken some rain with the contest.
Have to check the lights, see if he knocked any up the top of Spark Arena. Hogue, a contested three and sticks it.
Oh, it's smooth. It's so smooth. This is a player who, he's going to erupt at some point. The Breakers are just hoping it's not against him today, but he does like playing New Zealand.
And this is a 9-0 run as Parker Jackson Cartwright gets that to go down.
Just deadly when he gets to that mid-range. He gets 15 and in, he can elevate and really take out the defender.
Kayat Noi corner three, no good. And there's Bolden over the back. And no, it's Parker Jackson Cartwright. No, it is Bolden. I think PJC was on. I got called for a foul on a closeout.
Well, stranger things have happened, but that time I think it was Isaiah Liafa with a solid box out on Jonah Bolden, whose aggressiveness wasn't rewarded that time, and he gets pinged with a foul instead.
We have got multiple whistles. It's like a raven here from the 90s.
And it's because we're already shooting free throws.
Oh, fantastic.
Breakers did not know that they were already on the line in Isaiah Liafa.
It's a rare thing for the Breakers.
It can be. It can be. But yeah, you know, some of that I think is a product of the way they play. They've been relying on the jump shot a lot this season. And when you're penetrating and kicking out for that jumper, you're not going to get a lot of whistles. You know, they haven't really been relying on the post play, throwing it in, letting guys go to work. And if you're not going to force that physicality, it's going to be tough to get the call.
Parker, he was going across.
I wonder what it is now. Something with Dan Fortu. It's a lane violation. No. 46 seconds to go. I feel like I'm going to get one of my stock in this Christmas. Bolden, three ball. Another missed three from the Sydney Kings. They love shooting the three ball. And they are 2 for 6 in this game.
Well, they love shooting it. New Zealand is 10th in the league for opponent three-point percentage this season. Opponents shooting 36% as a collective, and Jonah Bolden was trying to light that up. His energy really lifted the Kings for a minute, but that heat check there, probably a little bit quicker than his coach would like to see.
This Sydney Kings team has 6 players in double figures and then 2 more players who average over 9.5. They just have weapons on and off the bench for Del Fata, the coach, as Lamb drives right into the chest of Glover, who could argue is there first, and Lamb just gets the 2.
Not bad defense and possibly a charge, but Anthony Lamb so under control, takes that bump and still is able to balance himself for the kiss off the glass to finish.
It's not the first time Angus Glover's taken a heavy shoulder to the chest. He's felt that one. Jordan Hunter with the left hand. I've got him as the starting center of my Supercoach team.
Oh, there's the excitement.
It's the bucket to finish the quarter. 29-17, the Breakers on fire to begin this first quarter, and they close it out. Jordan Hunter edges closer for the Kings. 29-17 is quarter time here at Spark.
Our next game is here. Our next home game is here in 2024, Sunday, January 7th.
Welcome back, Spark Arena, second quarter about to get underway. 29-17 is the scoreline. And the Breakers 10 of 18 to start the game. Sydney 7 of 19. Breakers 7 of 7 from the foul line. Sydney are last in the league for giving up free throw attempts at 24.9. And hey, heading towards that already after one quarter here.
Just as impressive with the free throw stats is the rebounding for the Breakers, holding the Kings to just 2 credited offensive rebounds, although it looked like they might have had a couple team ones in there, but 3 for themselves actually winning that battle.
Hogue. Oh, Jordan Hunter in amongst 4 Breakers, and all he can do is smile.
Somebody's going to get that whistle. Foul. Eventually whistled through. Look at the beautiful pass by DJ Hogue. Drops it off to Hunter, who gets some contact. Mengo Matiang whistled for that foul, as Jordan Hunter has nothing but a smile.
Let's go to Taylor.
Well, interestingly, they thought who got that foul was because Modi looked at him and said, I want you to get 3 stops. You applauded him for having such a good first start, but he said, you go get me some stops. That's why that happened. But I also tell you what, Abercrombie told his guards to make sure they get in under Hunter. They said, Hunter is defending really high, so let's go in low and drive to the hoop. So those are the key messages, but also pass the ball around and don't force it. So heaps of key messages from Modi there.
Taylor Johnson, Brooke Roscoe on the sideline tonight. Thank you, Taylor. Jordan Hunter making that second one. Now it's Galloway picking up. PJC gives it to Lamb. And Stavicius driving with the left, trying to step through with a ball fake, dropping it off to Dan Futu. And Jordan Hunter with a foul. That's nice basketball.
Kinetic motion for the Breakers early in this one. Nobody stopping. Earlier in the season, we've seen those penetrations just die because nobody's moving around. But this time, body's moving. Dan Fotu cuts down the baseline, and Rups Stavicius is able to drop that late pass for the whistle.
You just want to have that when you're a guy who's picked up his dribble in the key. You want to see a cutter. You want to see a teammate flashing towards an open lane. Drop off to Futu. Seen him now take his second foul shot here. And his trip to the line. Makes the second. Lead back to 12. Hunter up high. Looking for a handoff. Hogue has it. Number 30 now after having a bit of blood on his jersey. DJ Hogue. Shifty with the arms. Underneath the Lamb defense. Gets the harm and the bucket.
Shifty is a great descriptor for it. Looks like he's going straight up. And look at the last minute, how he uses his body to get underneath the hand of Lamb. That not only enables him to make it, but that forces the whistle as well. Lamb picks up his first, and DJ Hogue is looking very comfortable early in this one. 5 points, make it 6 if he makes it.
Lead is 9 for the Breakers. PJC looking for Stavicius. Tapped away. gets it back. Left-hand floater is nice. Mantas Roops to Ventures.
Once again, movement creates that opportunity. Penetration by Cartwright. Rupstavicius gets to the right spot for the drop-off.
The Lithuanian has 8. Valentine, Denzel picks up his dribble, kicks it out. Plenty of time, 8 to shoot. Hogue with the left-hand dribble, right-hand finish. Can't get the roll, 2 shots coming. DJ Hogue is a problem.
Anthony Lamb gets called for that one, but he was basically trying to get out of the way. DJ Hogue was really looking to force that contact with Lamb, who he had on his hip, and eventually he does get the whistle. You see on this penetration there, he's out of the way. Lamb's just trying to get it. That last bump, he's searching for it. That last one, before he sort of gathered and what gets whistled, probably before the gather for the shot, but the benefit of the doubt goes to Hogue for 2.
2 straight fouls on Anthony Lamb. And so Abercrombie comes back in the game as Lamb sits, averaging just over 20 points a game. Is Anthony Lamb. He's been a revelation since Silent Cheetah went down. And of course, Justinian Jessup as well.
Well, the Kings wanted to slow this game down early, and that's what they've done. We haven't seen the fast breaks. We haven't seen that pace from the breakers, and much more deliberate in the half court as well.
Jackson Cartwright to Metiang, and what a block. And the recovery from Metiang is still there. He manages to control it.
I thought that would have been a travel or a double dribble since he went up with a shot, but not the way the officials saw it. They think he lost it.
Fotu in the corner. Jalen Galloway with the rebound. Valentine. Denzel. Lost the handle, tried to get it back, chests the ball. And then that is the turnover. No one from Sydney wanted to come help out. He was the only one who knew what was going on.
Well, he actually already got away with a touch. He chested it a little bit when he was trying to box out PJC and just got caught in no man's land jumping up for it. And that sometimes is why coaches tell you don't jump pass.
I don't think I've seen that in a long time.
I do see it, but it's more on like Sunday morning at the Y. Somebody help me.
Kings in a 2-3 zone. Abercrombie finds a seam. Rupstavicius spins, trying to drop it off. Kings are wise to this now. Force the turnover. Valentine. He drops it off. Jordan Hunter, one of the and one, didn't get it. And then Ryan Jones, lead referee, calls timeout for the breakers. A late little whistle there, but Modi Moore didn't like the penetration and the drop-off.
Well, the penetration is what created that opportunity by Denzel Valentine, drawing multiple defenders. Matiang commits late, but still too early for Jordy Hunter, who comes down to the baseline and efficiently is up to 8 points already. 3 for 3 from the field, 2 for 2 from the line.
Keep your dribble out to the back down. We're talking about it. Back it down. Don't force it. His back is going to poke down. All right, good job on the defensive end. Make sure you guys don't overhelp. All right, don't overhelp. Make sure we're communicating and bumping guys off. Next time down, we're going to run pistol wiper. All right, we're going to run pistol wiper. Jay, you'll have the ball. JG, you're going to be on the wing. Zell, you'll be in this corner. DJ is going to be with you. Jordy, what we're looking to get out of it. DJ, you're wipering. J.A., I'm here. Look for this freaking kill cup. It's going to be available. If that's not there, you're bumping up. Zell, we get to the deep pick and roll. When he gets it, DJ, set the step up. You roll to the basket. Jordy.
Saying the deep pick and roll?
No, you got it. You just deep pick and roll. God bless.
Hey, multiple efforts. Multiple efforts.
Hey. Fish. Zell.
33-26.
JG, Fish to 54. Fish to 54.
7:34 to go. TJC with the ball.
Breakers have been outscored 20-10 since they went up 23-6. Trying to find that rhythm that the Kings allowed them to find early in that first quarter.
Jackson Cartwright left it short, and there's a foul on the arm there. Jackson Cartwright just shifty in the paint, and he is going to the line to shoot 2. This will be free throws 10 and 11 for the Breakers.
Yeah, I think he found him really early in that motion, basically just when he was gathering it, bodying him up a bit as the ball was coming up, but that is going to be foul number 3 on Valentine. I think if it was worth a challenge, they might look into it because you don't want him picking up his 3rd foul this early, but they are not looking at it. So PJC will have 2 from the line.
I mean, Denzel Valentine is a prodigious talent, but they are a deep team.
So deep.
They can ride 3 fouls out.
They don't want to waste the challenge for a 3rd foul in the first half. I mean, a lot of talent and a lot of guys who are just grabbing the opportunity when it comes along. Sometimes you can have too many players to struggle to find that rhythm, but everybody is making the most of their minutes.
Michael Jackson, Cartwright. Oh, Jordan Hunter with the left hand with the hammer dunk.
Perfect from the field. 10 points now. What an elevation on that finish. The pick and roll, one of the most efficient plays for the Sydney Kings this season, and you can see why with finishes like that.
Jackson Cartwright spinning, Matiang trying to get it back. Front rimmed it, bobbled around. Rips to Vitrus, goes down. Tui knocked him over. Galloway the other end, and one. Jalen Galloway and the Kings running riot at the moment.
And it's like a magic trick to watch the energy shift in this gym right now. This crowd was into it. They are silent now. And the Kings, who are on their heels early, everything is going for them. Look at that mash. But Jordy Hunter on one end, on the other end, the hustle, outworking the breakers to get to the basketball, kicking off that fast break opportunity. And then Galloway with his first bucket of the game. He's been doing so much to only have 2 points. It feels like he's involved in everything, but what a spectacular finish of which the Kings are getting several.
Galloway just a 58% foul shooter. Looked good on that one. McDowell White in the game, along with Liafa. Tino also in the game. McDowell White trying to drop it off to Tino, and Dane Tino gets an and one. Rare offense from the rebounder.
Well, great positioning by Dan Pino there. Really set himself up on the opposite block and sealed that defender to make himself a target. McDowell White drew enough of the defender so he didn't have the shot, but that perfect little pocket pass late. And then the contact from behind. Really well played there. Executed as well as you possibly could have.
It's a lane violation.
You got it. You got your wish,
I got it. I got it early too.
Merry Christmas to you.
Oh, thank you, Casey. We also got a box of favorites pre-game as well from our favorite fan, Cheryl. Are you a fan of Turkish Delights in the favorites?
I am.
Oh, good.
I'll take them all.
Gee, Dame Pino missed virtually everything here on the right-hand side. I'm lucky we're talking about favorites rather than that foul shot.
That was not his favorite look from the line, that's for sure.
Certainly not. Was not a Turkish Delight. Galloway. Hogue from deep.
Yeah.
Tui. He's fouled Alex Tui on the offensive glass.
I mean, it's the stats say that the Kings have 4 offensive rebounds, but it feels that presence is a lot more potent than what the stats say. Tui there, unable to get the finish initially, but the activity and the energy on the defense, on the offensive glass, really tough for the Breakers to handle here in the first half.
Tui good on the second. Dow White running the point. Jackson Cartwright working with Dane Pino on the 45. It's 4-2. Regathers, kicks it to Liafu, taps it to Parker Jackson Cartwright. McDowell White on the baseline. Liafu for 3. What a closeout from Tui! Down as that shot clock expired.
And the Kings are forcing the Breakers to make that extra pass now, and that time just enough on the clock to get the shot off.
Jonah Bolden trying to bounce it into the 4th row of the Corporates.
Well, he had the process right as we take another look at this beautiful last-second pass by Will McDowell White. Doesn't even have his eye yet, and look at that angle. from the baseline camera that shows you exactly how much space Liafa had to follow. Finds the ball, drains the triple, and just gets this defense a little bit on their heels because they have been playing aggressively the last few minutes.
Adams, Kawhi Noi, and Sean Bruce, Tui, and Jonah Bolden out there for the Kings. It's Liafa, he check time, another three! Isaiah Liafa, he loves the three ball this season so far.
Becoming one of the Breakers' premier shooters, but the Kings coming back quick.
Kawhi Noi with a drop off.
And off a made three to get them what is essentially a fast break opportunity. Great job by the Kings to push the pressure and not settle. Coach Adufata is trying to get this team to play faster on makes.
McDowell White, Noi with the board. Jalen Adams. Abercrombie with the switch. He gets it back. Tui in the corner. Alex Tui knocks down a three. Makes it a 5-point game. 4:30 to go in the half.
The inside-outside game of Alex Tui strikes again.
I tell you what, Will McDowell White does not look happy with his left arm. Has he taken a knock on it? Parker Jackson Cartwright might have a stinger on his shoulder, but he is not comfortable at all. Puts up a little run up. Sean Bruce looking up ahead, finds Noi. Noi in the corner. Kawhi Noi with a three itself, and that closes it to a 2-point game.
Beautiful pass by Sean Bruce. Knew where he was going with the basketball the entire time and delivered a pinpoint shot or pass for the shot.
Lamb lost the dribble. And that stays with the Breakers. Anthony Lamb found on awkwardly as well. Jackson Cartwright, as Will McDowell White walks off. See what's wrong with that left arm. Did he take a knock, like an elbow to it? He has had a broken hand. I hope he hasn't been knocked on it again.
Well, that's a few things listed off there. As we take a little look. Here we see the drive by Lamb as he loses the ball. Hit there. Bolden probably unluckily called to be out of bounds there.
Lamb, Glover right up on him. 2 to shoot. Lamb needs to shoot it. He does. Noi with another board.
Sydney just really forcing the Breakers into extended possessions.
Bolden, tough shot. Abercrombie managed to bat it almost back in. And Will McDowell White with the training staff of the Breakers.
Let's him talk about the shoulder there and if it's on the joint, what it's feeling like.
It's just been that kind of season for Will McDowell White. Abercrombie kicking it out. TJC for three, knocking that one down.
It's all about the penetration for the Breakers. When they get deep into the paint, the Kings have to rotate, they have to adjust, and that's opening up those shots. When the Kings are able to stop that penetration early, the Breakers really have nothing in the half court.
Breakers just keeping the Kings at arm's length here, lead back to 5. Tui with the move on the baseline. The drop step from the kid is gorgeous. Gets the N1.
Well, really nice footwork. Isaiah Liafa, an extremely physical player as a guard, but giving up a lot of size to Tui on the block there. And the step through is what got that last bit of contact before the finish. As we take another look at the Parker Jackson Cartwright triple from up top. Kawhi Noi with the late hand, not enough to take it away. But on the other end, the spin move to the baseline, the contact down low, the finish up high. And the three-point play complete.
Now it's Tui. Now with 9. Abercrombie knocks that three down. I tell you what, no one jumps higher in a closeout than Jonah Bolden.
He is great contest, but horrible communication. How do you leave a guy wide open in the corner?
Bruce, does that count? It does. And the blocking foul. Sean Bruce the other way. This is a fast-breaking team.
And Sean Bruce has just come on and provided another spark for a Kings team that started off slowly. Had that beautiful pass and transition earlier in this quarter, and that time just attacks a defense that rotated late. Parker Jackson Cartwright doesn't understand what he did on that whistle, but he got it nonetheless, and Shaw Bruce will be looking to cut this to 2 points again.
Bruce converting that three-point play opportunity. 49-47. 2:20 to go in the first half here at Spark Arena. Lamb back in the game. Sees a double as he picked up his dribble and throws it to Bolden. Bruce looking at Tui. Abercrombie picks him up. Galloway with the drive. Beautiful from Jalen Galloway. A lot of talk about his potential and future going to a higher league for Jalen Galloway.
And you see why with twitchiness like that, he is very difficult to stay in front of.
He ties it up at 49. And then Angus Glover wants the flop.
You can't two-hand shove a guy in the back and ask for a flop. Even if you're not pushing very hard, you still have the two hands in the back when he goes to the ground. So it's tough to call for the flop as you're physically assaulting someone. But I appreciate it. He's a physical player. He's going to continue to guard. And this has become a very physical game as it's gone along.
Lamb. That's just great offense over some terrific defense.
He just times it so well, has a great understanding of the angles down there on the low block.
Galloway kicking it out. Noy curling, driving, finishing. Koat Noy.
They're just setting things up for this penetration. Ball going side to side, forcing the breakers into multiple rotations. And they too are struggling to keep the players in front of them.
Anthony Lamb on the reverse. The footwork and the English. Timeout, Sydney Kings. Breakers lead is 2, 53-51.
Well, Anthony Lamb gets the timeout whistled on this beautiful post play. Look at that quick spin on Galloway, who still tries to contest it, but then Lamb over to the reverse on the other side. I think maybe the best at utilizing the other side of the hoop this season in the league. He has baited so many defenders into contesting on one side before finishing on the other. And what we thought was going to be a very potent offensive game has come to fruition here in the first half as the Kings have battled out of an early hole.
Both teams are 18 for 33 from the floor. And
that's 55%, Knowles.
Thank you so much, Casey. And by virtue of the three-point shooting and execution, I mean, this Breakers team shooting 11 of 12 from the line is a big difference here.
And the Kings not far off. I mean, both teams very similar right now. The Kings 11 for 13 from the line, so right on top. And listening into those timeouts, we got Brooke Roscoe over on the Kings one. What's B. Roscoe got for us?
There was an air of disbelief of how easy it is for the Breakers to score at the moment. That's the problem for this Kings team. They just can't stay in front of everyone. Dribble penetration is hurting them at the moment. They can fill it up, they can score. They had a slow start to this ball game. We saw that. They got into it. They know how to fill it up. They know how to get to the free throw line. But please stay in front of someone was the message.
And Taylor listening to the Breakers timeout.
Yeah, and the message was big on defense. They said you're getting caught too high on transition, and that is why the Kings are beating them. So they said pick them up below the half court. You're getting caught too high, and that's why they're getting to the rim first.
Interesting little chess match going on between two coaches who are, let's face it, struggling to keep their teams from getting the other team to not put the ball in the basket.
Galloway again running downhill into the chest of a defender, but this time it's Liafa, a stout defender himself, taking the charge.
Well, that's about the fifth possession where they've just given it to Galloway up high and said, go to work. And he's been really aggressive with the drives, forcing the contact, trying to go through. Probably a little bit unlucky to get the whistle on that one. But Isaiah Liafa, one of the better players in the league at drawing those charges.
You're right about that Galloway play. They've just given it to him high, and he is going shoulder down. Lamb working hard. Good defense and a rebound by Jordan Hunter. Hogue thought about it. Noi, he drives on Liafa. Koat Noi just too big.
Strong. What a strong move. This King squad for the last 7-8 minutes it hasn't just been Galloway penetrating with some aggression, with some force, looking for that contact, forcing and daring and challenging this Breakers defense to keep them from getting to the cup. And it has been more successful than not.
I thought we hadn't seen Cam Glidden until that timeout, and here is Cam Glidden to close out a last second three with 27 on the shot clock, so 3-second differential here. Cam Glidden will help spread the floor for Jackson Cartwright and Liafa up high.
Shooters everywhere, and they do not want the ball in the hands of Parker Jackson Cartwright.
Just throw the double up high at him. Now it's Bruce with the coverage. 5 to shoot. Jackson Cartwright. Abercrombie trying to get the offensive rebound. 2 to shoot. Hogue from midcourt to close us out. Brushes the net, and that'll do it. It is all locked up at 53 here at Spark Arena. It has been a high-paced, entertaining game. Mody Moa is walking up with a right grin on his face. And this Spark crowd has been entertained no end. Isaiah Liafa is with Brooke Rusco.
Yeah, here with Isaiah Liafa at the moment. The three ball has been falling for you, and it's been falling for you over the last couple of games. But tonight, it looks like your running back mate, Will McDowell-Wyatt, who's back out tonight, is looking for you on those threes. How good is it to have him back out there?
Yeah, it's awesome. Obviously, been away for a few weeks, and just to have him back on the court is amazing. I mean, he finds everyone and dishes it out and just always makes the right play.
What about your young boys? Dan Fortu's really stepped up. Roots to Vucic over the last couple of games as well, but your young boys are doing it as well.
Well, I mean, their energy, it's impactful. It kind of relates and goes, triggers down to our team, and that's what we want from them.
Well, tied up at half, good luck in the second. Jordan Hunter is here as well, and Jordan, you're making the commentators look like they know all that they're talking about. They said you're going to have an asserted effort on the rim, and you had a date with the rim and that dunk there as well, but it looks like you're trying to get to the rim all game.
Yeah, we had a bit of a lid on it to start, so just got to fight for layups, and then hopefully that gets you rolling. But we scored enough points by the end of it. We just want to get some stops.
Well, that was I listened to Coach on that last time out, and he said, you guys can fill it up, and you can fill it up with the best of them, but it's staying in front of someone at the moment. Dribble penetration is killing you guys.
Yeah, their guards are probably getting into the seams a little too easy, and we don't want to have to rely on that back line of the defense every time. But our boys will do a better job in the second half. We'll keep them out, and that will go a long way for us.
Breakers Kings, we expect nothing less at halftime. Good luck in the second.
Thank you, mate.
Thank you, Brooke. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you, Isaiah. 53 apiece here at Spark. Halftime, we'll be back after the break with Brooke and Casey to talk about what we just saw.
All right, let's count down here. 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, we need to hit all 3 balls off. Oh, it's nearly going. That's number 1, go! Not the next one, BJ. Next one. The next shot, insanity. It's the second one. And we've got 15 seconds. 15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and the ball on the ground. He got all 3, right? Did he get all 3? I thought so. And if so, he, next to Zulu, out in wholesale, is the winner of the X-Shot Insanity. Merry Christmas from the Beans and Breakers. DJ. Let's have it for DJ, ladies and gentlemen. And this next Zulu and Honey Wholesale will be giving every child born in November a Christmas present on exit tonight. Big thanks to supporting our Christmas change. Also, we have our we have our Boiler $500 Christmas and the winners of this room. There's 30 seconds to get as many balls in the hoop as possible for every ball. We'll get $100 for the Basketball Channel Foundation, whose mission is to give you the opportunity to participate in basketball by removing obstacles. Let's go, 3.
Welcome back to the Hungry Jacks halftime highlights. It is tied up here, 53-all between the Breakers and the Kings. In case not much defense was played, but that means there's a whole bunch of highlights here for us to watch.
A lot of ball rotation. Both teams really working hard defensively, but those extra passes are getting the defenses in bad positions. You see that ball moving to the Breakers, leading to finishes at the rim and from behind the arc early. And then in that second quarter, the Kings got more aggressive. They started putting more pressure on the rim. They started making the Breakers get into their second and third rotation. Jordan Hunter, fantastic with those rim attacks. And on the other end, it was the three-point shot. It was a great equalizer for the Breakers. Without those balls from deep, it'd be a very different game.
Well, they had that hit off the bench with Isaiah Liapa. He has been stroking from deep over the last 3 or 4 weeks. Take a look at this case. What do you see here that you like?
Well, for the Breakers, I like what they're at on the glass. They're not giving up too many offensive rebounds. They're right in there. Both teams aggressive on the rim, shooting great from the free throw line, 11-12, 11-14. And the shot selection, the good balance between what you're doing at 2 and what you're doing from 3. And you can tell statistically, this is a very evenly matched game up to this point.
Yeah, both teams getting to the free throw line. Both teams are converting from the line as well. Now, Isaiah Liapa has a huge role with this Breakers team. Sometimes he's starting, sometimes he's coming off the bench. They found him this year off the bench, and he is delivering once again.
Fantastic effort for Isaiah Liapa. He's got so much confidence in that jump shot, and why not when you're shooting the ball like that? 3 for 4 from behind the arc, 11 points in total. But be able to have that kind of production from one of your guys who's not in the top 5 is so important for a team that's basically just denying everything on offense.
Well, let's take a look at his shot in the first half, and all threes, but the threes have been wide open as well. Will McDowell-White has done a good job of looking one way, throwing the defense off to the right, and then hitting him back on the left.
It's all about penetration. When the Breakers are able to get that early penetration, force the Kings into rotation, that's when they're getting the shots outside. If they can't get early penetration, nothing's going right for them.
Well, one thing that I would love to have known how easy it was and how great it looks is when you can dunk on the way up, and Jordan Hunter gave us one hell of a highlight with the left coming down the lane and had a date with the rim.
He's a player that, you know, in a lot of ways you expect more from because he's so talented. He's on this squad, so they don't rely on him a lot, but out of the pick and roll as the roll man, he is a tough cover. He moves well without the basketball, obviously supremely athletic. And when so many defenses are really worried about the penetrator, the guy with the ball, that's when he starts to get free, not to mention his energy and enthusiasm on the offensive glass.
Well, I think you brought up a really good point there. As we see, he's shooting 100% at the moment. On any other team, he can probably light it up and average 20 points, but on this Kings team, everyone plays their role. It's anyone's night on any given night.
Hey, good work if you can get it. 4 shots, 4 makes, 2 from the free throw line. Why not? A perfect night. I love the energy he brings to the squad, and obviously a player who they depend a lot on and are looking to depend more and more on as things go forward.
How does one team come away with this one tonight? Obviously, the defensive end is going to be extremely important. This is a must-win to me for the Breakers. The Kings want to stay towards the top as well. So who walks away with a Christmas gift for their fans?
Well, the team that's able to stop penetration one-on-one, the team that's able to get the man in front of you, square him up and say, you're not getting by me, they're going to get the victory. Secondly, it's a team that controls the defensive glass. Those second chance opportunities are murdering both teams right now. Anytime they give one up, it's becoming a bucket. So if you clean those 2 things up, it's going to be much better.
How good has Rooster Veach's been as well? Taking the most of his moments, he's finding space, he's loving it.
He really is, and he's getting the opportunity. I mean, he was injured early, didn't play as much as we thought he was going to be able to play, but now that he's getting a chance, especially as that wing creator with that kick-ahead pass, he's doing a great job.
Well, let's see if he can light it up again in the second. It is tied up here at halftime between the Breakers and the Kings. We will be back right after the break.
Let's leave it to the
I'm here courtside with a very big celebrity. I've been told that Santa might have something. Who's on? Yeah. What are those boys? Oh, I've got a present from Santa. Should I open it? Should I open it? Oh, it's a Cabaret favorite. And it also says here, a guaranteed win for the BNZ Breakers. Thank you, Santa.
Welcome back, everyone. It is 53-all in the replay of last year's grand final, and it has been everything we had expected. The Breakers got off to such a good start, but then the Kings, they're the Kings, they came right back in. Well, let's get straight back into the second half now with our wonderful commentators, Andrew Mulligan and Casey Frank.
Thank you, Taylor. Yeah, it is a tight battle here at Spark Arena. And we are looking forward to hearing what Brooke Roscoe has to say. Fleur McIntyre had a conversation with him, King's assistant coach.
She was great. I'll tell you what, she was great. And she nailed it. Absolutely hit out of the park. She said, yes, we can fill it up with anyone, but we need to get stops, a certain effort on the defensive end. Love what the bench did. Bench came out, bench gave that energy, brought that spark. The bench was huge, but we need to get stops down the other end. One thing from the Breakers as well, it was the most, guys, this is a moment.
What?
Maybe it's Christmas.
What?
And he's giving out presents. It was giving out words.
What?
I got more than 10 words out of Modi. He was proud of the boys. He loves the efforts. Obviously, defense, that was a big point of this. We have to play some defense here in the second half, but love the effort and the energy that the boys have given in this first one, but they need to close it out and play some one-on-one defense.
Well, I've got a gift for viewers as well. Here's a Parker Jackson Cartwright highlights package.
He came out aggressive, finding a lot of success in that mid-range. When defenders go underneath that screen at 15, makes him a very easy shot for him to make. His quickness, everybody's worried about it. The efficiency with which he's playing, 11 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds, are putting a lot of pressure on the Kings to stop his dribble penetration, and he's going to be the key for the Breakers. If he can continue penetrating here in the second half, he could be able to have this Kings team steal one from the team that's second on the ladder in wins, I think third in percentage. So an important game for the Breakers as they continue to fight to get in that top 6.
Well, the Sydney Kings have a game on Christmas Day against the Illawarra Hawks, and the Breakers play on Ham Day, which is the day after Boxing Day. They play against the Brisbane Bullets. Lamb gets us underway, and then Jalen Galloway and Parker Jackson Cartwright, he slips over where Anthony Lamb went down, and awkward situation there, but a quick foul here to start us in the third quarter.
Yeah, unlucky for Galloway. He was bodying up Lamb just as Lamb was trying to avoid the contact of Alex Tui. So because of that, he was off balance and easily went down, but his second foul nonetheless.
Just while we get this cleaned up on the floor, some of the stats here, so even at halftime, Casey. What will be the difference for these two teams?
Well, the team that stops the dribble penetration is going to be in great shape. But I think also the teams that's able to take advantage of the aggressiveness defensively. Both teams are really pushing things on the defensive edge. I can see some whistles coming that way, and I can see some backdoor action to try and use that aggressiveness against themselves.
Galloway out there, Valentine with his 3 fouls sits to start the second half. Lamb with a steal. Oh, what a bounce pass to Jackson Cartwright, Matiang. Oh, great defense from the Kings. Tui and Hunter went straight up, and Matiang lost it.
Unbelievable defensive possession to get that many defenders back on a fast break. Really well drilled.
And he stuck the hip out to Jordan Hunter. Mahmoud Abdel Fattah is incredulous at that call.
Well, it's always tough as we take another look at the great defense by Hunter down low and Tui as well, forcing that turnover on the play before. But Hunter's got the ball in hand. He's thinking, well, you can't run into me as a defender, but he swiveled out and got that hip check. A tough call as a big with the ball in hand, but probably the right one.
Lamb giving it to Rustavicius. Jackson Cartwright for 3. And then Matiang tracks it down. Mantas thought about the up fake, and Galloway got all of them on that one. That's number 3 on Jalen Galloway.
Well, look at the effort on the offensive glass by Anthony Lamb. Just absolutely out-muscles Jalen Adams.
Mahmoud Abdel Fattah has been called for a warning here as well, and as we watch the replay of that Galloway foul. So 13 foul for the Kings, a minute 17 gone as Lamb knocks a 3 down.
Anthony Lamb got off to a quick start and cooled down a bit as he was attacked on the defensive end, but finds the range there.
Ho giving it to Hunter. Good defense from Lamb. PJC on the open floor. Rustavicius with his feet set, knocking down a 3 himself.
Rustavicius' movement on that fast break, phenomenal, to the paint, then spaces back out as Parker Jackson Cartwright penetrates, opening up that possibility for 3 in the corner.
Matiang knocks it away. Jackson Cartwright, the Lithuanian, to his left. He puts it over the left and 1. Montas.
Rustavicius punches in bunches. He is scoring in little bursts here and there. 5 straight, looking for 6 on the layup here after a huge start to the quarter in the first half. And it's transition once again doing the damage for the Breakers, able to get those quick turnovers and get something going before the Kings get that defense set in the half court.
It's an 8-0 run to start this third quarter. Rustavicius at the line. Feathery foul shot. Koat Noi is out there now for the Sydney Kings.
14 points for Rustavicius.
21 against Cairns at 8 rebounds and 3 assists. It's Adams. Fires it at the feet of Bolden. Noi stepping through. Lost it. Good defense. Futu was there. And now it's Noi. Close out from Futu is good. And Koat Noi stares at the Breakers bench as the shot clock expires.
Ice water running through those reins. He does not care if the shot clock is going down. He wanted that bucket and he got it.
Futu in the corner. Rustavicius heat check. Jalen Adams looking up the floor. Noi. Lamb on him. Driving, kicking. Bolden, 3-ball. Rustavicius with the rebound. Sydney do a great job at getting back, all 5 back on that one. Lamb, kick out. PJC for 3. Matiang with a rebound, and he puts it up and in.
Well, 1 breaker amongst 4 white jerseys. They don't get a body on him, and that's why he's able to get that second chance opportunity. The Kings' starting lineup at the start of the game didn't have the energy. They don't have the energy here at the start of the third.
And they have another turnover right to Futu. Jackson Cartwright dropping it off. Matiang's bumped. And that is Bolden's 2nd foul, and it will be the Kings' 5th foul in this quarter already with 6:38 to go.
Their 5th foul and about their 4th time hustling back on defense to try and stop a fast break opportunity. As Anthony as Parker Jackson Cartwright gets that ball going through there and just drops it off. Mengo Matiang takes the contact from Bolden, and he will head to the free throw line, trying to extend this back to 10 points for the Breakers.
Mango can't get the roll on that one. Matiang, 6 points, 3 rebounds. Misses both, but it falls to him. And another foul.
Is that on Denzel Valentine? That's going to be his fourth.
He just checked in the game. That is foul number 4 on Denzel Valentine. Heartbroken.
that is tough. He is just beside himself on that one. Not a lot of contact in there, and I actually surprised that they're calling on the shot as well. Matiang back to the free throw line. Better this time around.
I'm sure I heard the referee say on the pass.
He did say on the pass, but then in the shooting motion, yeah, interested.
It's not Valentine's Day at all at the moment.
Hey! Matiang,
Tell you what, the truck loved it.
what a difference a couple of free throws make. 0 for 2, can't hit anything, but 2 for 2
Yeah.
next time around.
Just repetition. 10 is the lead now.
Just got to get some warm-up shots in him, Sweet Eyes.
Bolden, Noi, 15 feet out. Tough shot. Koat Noi going to his right.
And attacking. Anthony Lamb there knows that he has those 2 fouls, so he doesn't want to pick up the third. Drives right at him, continues that aggressiveness on the penetration.
12 for him off the bench as Jackson Cartwright puts it up for Matiang, too high. And a turnover for the Breakers, number 5 for them.
He just didn't get enough air underneath that one. With the way that Matiang was set up, you needed to loop it sort of so it goes up and comes down. Instead, it was more of a bullet, and Matiang just did not have the lift to reach it.
Noi with a face-up on Matiang, and this time he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Well, Koat Noi is single-handedly right now trying to change the energy for the Sydney Kings offense. He is getting really aggressive once he gets that catch. He's not settling for the jump shot, except, of course, when he hit that buzzer-beating three-pointer. But he has lifted this Kings offense pretty much by himself over the last few minutes.
Well, this offense is so balanced for Mahmoud and Belfata. Jalen Adams leads them with just over 18. As said earlier, another 5 players with double figures, and it's Tui and Jonah Bolden, who averaged close to 10 as well.
Jalen Adams, interesting today, just 13.5 minutes in this game, and 1 for 5 from the field, and not spending a ton of time on court. As the shot clock didn't quite get started off on time, so we're going to take another couple seconds off of that.
Michael Aylen all over it, veteran referee.
Could just reset, pretend it never happened, bring it back down here.
Control Z, we'll start back again.
I like it. What is that, like a keyboard thing? Or do you like it? Are you good in Excel?
I think it is. I think you can just, like, you know, or it might be Command R.
No, we'll just have to wait a second until they're adding a couple of seconds to the game clock, I think.
Just refreshing. They are checking it.
They're going to get up to 5:40 something. Adding 4 or 5 seconds. And there it is, 5:42 on the clock. Here we go.
Breakers' next home game is Jan 7th here at Spark. They go on their traditional Christmas New Year road trip. They play a bunch of away games because Auckland goes on holiday. Oh, what a block. My goodness. Jonah Bolden with the swat out of bounds on Jackson Cartwright.
Well, that's what you have to do as a shot blocker coming from the other side. You know he can't get above the rim, so you just have to time it for when he goes with that scoop, and that was timed well.
Sean Bruce all over Jackson Cartwright. Abercrombie, as the shot clock expired, he's called for the foul.
I think it's Jonah Bolden just getting his hand caught in the cookie jar. Didn't need to reach.
He reached on Abercrombie. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. That is his 3rd now, Jonah Bolden. So a bit of foul trouble, sorry, Casey, on Adams, Galloway, and Bolden, each with 3. And, of course, Denzel Valentine with 4.
Starting to add up. Starting to add up. And the Breakers are penetrating in this game with more frequency than we normally see from them. That's why they've been to the line 18 times now. 15 for 18 for the Breakers, 12 out of 15 for the Kings.
Still no Zylan Cheatham, and I dare I suggest that he's not good to go for this game as we head into the halfway point of the 3rd quarter. We've seen Will McDowell-White, but we haven't seen him since he took a, I believe, a shot to the left arm there as Bolden and Noy crashing the glass.
Just attacking.
And you can see them on your screen now. Heavily taped is that shoulder of Will McDowell-White. So with Finn Delaney out in this game, those 2 stars on minutes restriction now, we're just not going to see them at all, it seems. Liafa, Noy, and that's a double dribble. And that's a 3 in the key. Excuse me.
You got to dribble it to get the double dribble.
I thought maybe it was a controlled dribble.
But either way,
or did I make that up?
Good effort by the Kings out there, over-rotating, getting up in the passing lanes, making things difficult on the patch, and doing a better job of stopping that initial penetration. You see here in the last couple of minutes, it has not been as deep as it was in the first few minutes of the quarter, and that's really changed the flow offensively for the Breakers. Marco Jackson Cartwright drops that off, and Abercrombie just puts it up, somehow finds himself. Liafa drains the triple. Once again, transition basketball paying the bills for the Breakers today here.
Bruce to Valentine. Noy lost the handle. It goes out, it will be Breakers' ball. And for an update on Will McDowell-White, let's go to Taylor Johnson.
Yeah, he stood over here when the doctor was assessing him, and he did all the usual tests for a shoulder, and they actually said, look, everything's all good, let's just give it a rest. But I have noticed he's got it strapped up now, and I'll tell you what, Miles, you don't get it strapped up if you're not going to take the court again. So I expect them to come in when they do need him, but they probably are just restricting his minutes because obviously he's just come back from injury too.
Thank you for that update, Taylor. So again, it's not like the first time the Breakers have been shorthanded this season as Lamb pulls the trigger, knocking down another 3, and the lead is up to 13 now.
Lead is up to 13, Lamb is up to 14, and playing with great efficiency. Quick trigger coming off that screen.
Valentine with a look away to Hunter. Jordan Hunter gets his own rebound, kicks it out. Nice ball movement. Valentine contested 3. Hunter again lost the handle. Jordan Hunter has been in the mix all game long.
Well, these stats somehow say the Kings only have 8 offensive rebounds. It seems like a lot more. 10 to the Breakers throughout this game. Overall rebounding, a 1+1 advantage for the Breakers at 26-25. But that battle is going to decide a few things down the stretch.
Messiang, wow, he gets it back. Left hand, he wanted the foul call on the first shot attempt. It has been a battle down low between those 2 centers.
It ain't easy down there. If it was easy, anybody could do it.
Adams. Glover contested 3. Knocks that down, Angus Glover.
When the Kings need a big shot against the New Zealand Breakers, they could just go to Angus Glover because he's got something in him when it comes to time when they need it. Cuts it back to 12.
Jackson Cartwright. Matiang lost the handle. Puts it back up and in. Mango Matiang getting involved a lot in this game, Casey.
That's the most fortunate drop I've ever seen. Somehow dropped it just stayed.
Tui in the corner. Will McDowell-White ready to check back in. Valentine has it knocked away. Jackson Cartwright. Here comes Glover going the other way. But he's not quick enough. Jackson Cartwright to the cup and in. And it's rocking again at Spark as the Kings call timeout.
That may have been a double dribble. As we take a look here, Parker Jackson Cartwright kicks it ahead. Oh, he picked it up a little bit, got away with one maybe. But regardless, 2 points for the Breakers. Parker Jackson Cartwright pumped up, the crowd pumped up. And the Kings down 16. Haven't been down by this many since the first quarter.
2, 1, go! All right, go on, Susan.
You guys gotta get freaking defensive stop. We're gonna be in 55. We're in 55. All right, we're blacking, be physical. If Lamb gets the ball in the post, we're freaking greening. All right, in the scoring area. All right, we good? We are freaking green. All right? Hey, we're gonna go 13. All right? Zell, we'll have JG, let's have you here. Zell, you be at the top. JA here, Glove, and then Tui. All right? See you, Lamb? You can have this, play out of that. Hey, you get an open look, shoot with confidence, dog. Hey, shoot with confidence. Don't force it, shoot with confidence. Hey, Gus, did he double dribble? Clear?
2:07 to go in this third quarter, 80-64, the Breakers on a run. It was 53 all, and they have gone on a 27-11 run here in this quarter. It's not really a run, it's more just a quarter, Casey.
Well, great out of the changing rooms. Great in the first half. Got off to that huge start. The Kings battled back. They found that aggression. They found that penetration. Same thing here in the third quarter. Can the Kings respond again?
3 ball. Tui, too long. Lamb with a rebound. Breakers been really good on the glass against the best rebounding team in the league tonight. Lamb gives it to Fotu. First career start for him. Back to Will McDowell-White. Left shoulder heavily taped. Lamb slips a little. 9 to shoot. Plenty of time. Glover. What a matchup this is. Sees a double from Galloway. Somebody's open on the baseline, and it's Fotu with the finish.
And it's the movement without the basketball once again that enables the Breakers to score late. When they're static, they're bad. When they're kinetic, they're good.
Tell you who is kinetic is Modi Mara on the sideline. Glover inside. Ball movement. Adams for 3. Back of the iron. Glover chases down the rebound. Adams attacking the paint. And the foul. Is it on Lamb or is it on Liafa? It is on Liafa.
Well, right now the ball's finding the energy. Angus Glover has the energy for the Kings. He goes in, he gets that tough offensive rebound. Dan Fotu moving without the basketball. With a lot of energy, the ball is finding him. The players that are giving something of themselves right now are the ones that are influencing this ball game.
And we've got a sub coming in now. It's DJ Hogue, who we haven't seen in this third quarter a whole lot of. Jalen Galloway, he got the start, but that was for Denzel Valentine. Maybe it's for DJ Hogue. But Hogue's coming in here with 1:05 to go in the third.
Well, a huge lead for the Breakers right now. They have to keep that aggressiveness, not just to finish this quarter, but finish the game. They can't get a little static and feel like they've accomplished something and start to slow down that aggressiveness offensively. And the Kings, they need to be able to pick it up, especially on this end, to stop penetration.
Let's see how Will McDowell-White goes here. He's got his left leg bandaged up. He's got his left shoulder bandaged up. He's had a broken hand. He's had a fracture this season. And then we've got a offensive interference as Hogue got it when it hit the glass. So 2 points for the Breakers on that play. 46.1 to go on the third.
Beautiful ball movement with the basketball into the spin move before he gets it off the glass. For 2, Will McDowell-White buckets that one.
Breakers have gone small here. 4-2, Ruth DeVitrus, McDowell-White, Liafa and Abercrombie. Tui attacks the paint, and that's why you attack the small lineup. Alex Tui, the 19-year-old.
Well, he had the decent look from behind the arc, but decided to attack. Well, why not when you got the finishing ability like that? Looking for the contact, but still able to get the bucket.
Abercrombie off the baseline, driving in.
Right at Valentine, who wasn't super careful, even though he's sitting on 4 fouls. Still defended well, but not well enough to stop it.
Adams, not much doing, so he had to pull up. And the rebound is loose, and that will not count if it goes in, and we are done after 3 here. A big quarter here for the Breakers, 33 in it. And they hold the Kings to 15, and they will enjoy an 18-point lead at three-quarter time here at Spark Arena.
Welcome back to Spark Arena as we get ready for the fourth quarter, and the Breakers broke out in their third, a big lead going into the fourth. But I listened into the Sydney Kings and what they had to say in there. Not so much X's and O's, those were out the windows. They said a lot of the calls in that quarter didn't go our way. We want to harness that energy, we want to make the most of it. That is not going to help us right there. But what they want to do, and the words were, bring the smoke. I loved it. I heard that, bring the smoke, okay, say less. So we're going to see if they can turn this one around, but the Breakers looking dominant right now. Taylor, what did you hear?
What Coach Modi said was, look, there was about 3-4 plays there where we didn't actually know what we were running. We weren't calling our set plays, so let's go back to some structure, look for what we practice at training. So that was the major thing from him. But he also said, once we make a bucket, get back and defend. We need to stop this Kings team from scoring, because when they do, they get hot.
Hogue now attacking the rim, up and in. And down goes Lamb.
And that's that aggressiveness on the rim that the Kings need to get back to. Continue to put pressure on this back line of the Breakers, force them to rotate, and that's when you're going to find shots on the other side. Another look for the Harvey Norman replay.
Well, I tell you who killed him in the paint was Jordan Hunter. And when he comes back on, he was an absolute handful for the Breakers in the paint.
He's 4 for 6 from the field, 10 points total. So that's just 3 rebounds, but he's had a tremendous effect on the interior.
Good denial by Alex Tui here. Rooster Vicious is going to get a 5-second call soon. Manages to give it to Lamb. Jackson Cartwright. Tui is unlucky there. Maybe just a little bit too heavy on the hip contact.
Unlucky to be in that matchup. Why is he chasing Parker Jackson Cartwright around screens?
Well, they put him on at the beginning of the game.
I mean,
they want that length, so maybe that's what they want. They want to run the bigs off those screens. As Lamb knocks down another 3.
The sideline and baseline out of bounds have been very effective for the Breakers today, and the Kings, they need to be switched on right off the bat. That's a quick, easy bucket they shouldn't give up.
42% from deep for the Breakers, 11 made threes. That was Lamb's 3rd in the game. Adams felt the contact, and Rooster Vicious now picks up his 2nd foul.
Adams is so good at reading when he's got that defender off balance. Forcing Rooster Vicious to just lean one way, and when he crosses over, he's off balance, has his body in the wrong position, and he knows he's going to get that contact. forces his way to the line, stops the clock, allows the Kings to set up that half-court defense and really pressure the breakers and force them into mistakes.
Jalen Adams at the line. He's 2 for 2, 3 for 3 now, just 1 for 7 from the floor. Has 4 assists, 6 points. They've done a good job on Jalen Adams tonight. Makes both at the line. 18, make it 17 now. Breakers lead. Looking to snap a 4-game home losing streak as Jackson Cartwright left it on the front of the rim.
Nice challenge by Hogue there. Not even his player he's defending, but still able to defect that shot.
And we got a dribble. Double dribble, excuse me. Malach with a double dribble there, looking at something different off the bench for the Kings.
Yeah, just took an extra step there, possibly. Looked, I think, more awkward than it actually does, but a turnover nonetheless. And the turnovers are starting to stack up. That's 14 for the Kings against just 6 for the Breakers.
Lamb feeling it. Galloway striding through, picking up that rebound. Adams crossing half court. And a reach in there. Is that going to be on? It is going to be on Jackson Cartwright. Adams just saw the feint and he decided to take advantage. And Jackson Cartwright got his hands in the cookie jar on that one, as they say. Timeout.
Good timeout for Coach Mortimer because that is exactly how the Kings wanted to start things.
89-72 here at Spark. So a 17-point lead for the Breakers. And this Kings team, it's been high scoring, Casey. When do they re-inject Jordan Hunter back into this game?
I think that the Kings right now like the smaller lineup, though, to stick with the Breakers defensively. And I think that what they're giving up on the other end, though, is costing them. If I'm the Kings, I'd probably go big. I'd put Bolden in, I'd put Hunter in, and I'd try and attack this team on the glass and really make them be felt physically, because they have those physical advantages against a team that's shorthanded with no Finn Delaney and, of course, no Zion Cheatham as well.
Sydney Kings have the Illawarra Hawks at their place on Christmas Day. In Southeast Melbourne, Phoenix, they'll go to Tasmania. Both these teams now looking to close this game out, either with a run or multiple stops in the case of the Breakers. Taylor, what did you hear in the Breakers timeout?
Modi said, I took that timeout not because I think we needed it, but just because we're not playing the right way. He said, we're doing good things, but I just want us to be a little bit better. So a little bit of positivity coming there from Modi, but also he just said, let's start passing the ball around a little bit more and not rely on being individuals.
Brooke.
Yeah, look, the Kings haven't been terrible looking after the ball. They've only got 12 turnovers at the moment, but the Breakers are making them pay for it. 21 points from turnovers, and the Kings only have 5 from the turnovers they have. They have to look after the ball to close out this game, and it's rocking here at the moment. Every loose ball, every possession that goes back to the Breakers, and they convert on it, the crowd is up. They allow their into it, so they have to look after the ball to hopefully close out this game and cut back into that lead.
Tui again on TJC. Hogue with the change. Lamb going to work on the youngster. The help comes. Kick out. Abercrombie. Knocking down that three. Tom Abercrombie delivering on court.
Well, the Kings are sending more defenders to Lamb in the post now, and he sees it coming early, so he's able to deliver that to Abercrombie late.
Another deep 3 attempt from Jalen Adams. This time he connects.
Suddenly he's feeling better. 4 trips to the free throw line, a triple, and all of a sudden Jalen Adams has 12.
Just a quick clean of the court to dry, and Jackson Cartwright ties up his shoelaces. We are ready to get back into the action here. 92-77, Anthony Lamb, 17 points, 7 of 14 shooting. Jackson Cartwright.
One-man press breaker.
Unreal speed, so fast. And that's a travel there from Anthony Lamb. Just got a little bit Happy with the feet there as he saw the lane open up.
Both teams getting into the festive season a little early with the footwork here in tonight's game. Putting those dance moves on that the DJ is really trying to accommodate. This game is far from over. This festive attitude by the crowd in here, but the Kings certainly have another running left inside of them.
Noy. Lamb with the board. Here comes Jackson Cartwright.
He's so fast.
He is so fast, Casey Frank.
Jalen Adams isn't slow.
And he's on his heels, Jalen Adams, as well. But he's still, he's quick.
He just puts so much pressure on transition Ds.
It's like he glides.
Yeah. It's I mean, he just gets that ball in hand and he absolutely gets shot out of a slingshot with the energy he provides.
It's a double header tonight. Cairns and Southeast Melbourne. They'll battle it out after this game. It's Abercrombie tied up by Galloway. Good hands from Jalen Galloway. Jalen Adams looking to go at Jackson Cartwright. Physical defense there between the 2 point guards.
Just excellent balance, the way he's able to hesitate halfway through that penetration, almost pause it right there, and then as Parker Jackson Cartwright tries to reset, goes right back at him, takes the contact, the initiator of everything, but an easy whistle to blow because he's got Parker Jackson Cartwright as a defender on his heels and just a little bit flabbergasted.
Well, you look at the live ladder on the NBL.com.au, and at the moment with Sydney being down by 15 here, they are dropping to 4th. Perth go up into 2nd spot here. If the Kings lose with 6:57 to go, stranger things have happened. We've seen comebacks, we've seen blown leads. The Breakers have not been a team that's happy at home over the last 4 games. Losing 4 in a row here.
Losing 4 in a row in this gym overall, but 4 of 5 to the Sydney Kings in this building. A couple of which were in some important games last March, February.
That Phoenix Taipans game as well coming up next. That's a big game because that's between 5 and 6 on the ladder, and that is who is above the Breakers, and they play Brisbane, who's in 7th spot. The Breakers will move up to 8th with the win here. It is jostling for position once again in the NBL. You love to see it as we're over the halfway mark here, round 12 with the NBL. And we got an offensive foul here. Will McDowell-White with the hook. No, I'm sorry, it's Mathiang. That is foul number 4, Mango Mathiang.
Yeah, the illegal screen, unfortunately, trying to create some spaces. That half zone, half switching defense that the Kings are in right there is allowing a lot of penetration space, but they're taking away the leads from the wings. And that has slowed the Breakers down offensively in the last few possessions.
The offer on Adams, crossover. Glover, deep 3. Oh, gets the bounce. Angus Glover. He is a momentum changer, Angus Glover. He'll do it at both ends.
Well, he just had no hesitation on that shot. That's 7 feet behind the arc, and he did not care at all.
A good hang with Jackson Cartwright as well. Lamb now. 6 to go in this game. Lead is 10. Ho gets him in the air, and Anthony Lamb. The poise and the presence of mind in the paint.
Well, Breakers pretty fortunate of the skill of Anthony Lamb in the post there, just baiting DJ Hogue into jumping for that first up fake, because that possession overall was another poor one. When they're not moving that ball side to side, when they're not getting the extra passes, the defense can set and it can settle, and that back line becomes very tough to score against. Anthony Lamb bails him out with the up fake and a couple of free throws attempts here.
Well, that's Hogue's 2nd, the Kings 3rd. The Breakers have 14 fouls as well. So the next is the bonus for the Kings. Jordan Hunter back in the game. Anthony Lamb at the line. It's 3 of 3. Breakers shooting 18 of 21 tonight from the foul line. Sydney have shot the ball 23 times from the foul line, connected on 20. Adams looking for the Hunter screen, splits the double team. Pino got a hand on it. Adams goes down and gets it, and the possession arrow will go towards the Sydney Kings. Excuse me, the Breakers.
How about the energy of Dane Pino? Just look at it, he gets a hand to that one, just knocks it away even, and then dives on the ground to retain possession at the end. Just enough hustle to keep Jalen Adams from completely asserting himself on this game.
No, that did not. I gave it to Jalen Garraway to start the quarter.
So a discussion as to which way the possession arrow should have gone there. You might have caught that. Jackson Cartwright with the ball. That is Breakers' ball. McDowell White with the screen. McDowell White kicks it to Lamb. Glover picking up everybody in this fourth quarter. He's just working his way around and gets down low. Anthony Lamb and one! Anthony Lamb taking over here. Angus Glover can't believe it.
He is just an indomitable force on the low post.
You know it's coming.
I mean,
Like he spent 4 or 5 seconds just setting that up perfectly.
And not bad defense at all. Angus Glover really working, trying to keep him off his spot, but once he gets into that low post area, he is just so comfortable.
This is the free throw. Pino goes down, gets back up. Hogue to Adams. Adams finding Hogue. DJ Hogue kicking it out. Koop Noi knocking that 3 down.
Well, they kept working for a better shot. They had decent looks at 3 early, one from Adams and one from Hogue on the side, but eventually they got a great shot with Koop Noi because they continue to work that possession, work that shot clock.
Jackson Cartwright tried to find Pino, and it's a kick ball. And so it'll be a reset to 14. It was at 12, and it will stay with the Breakers. Ribstavicius in the game. Here comes Matiang. Pino and McDowell White take a seat.
Of course, Matiang with 4 fouls. So they're just going to live with him out there till he gets that 5th whistle, which chances are he's going to get it.
6 Breakers at double figures, 21 for Lamb. He's the game's leading scorer. 5 in double figures for the Kings. Jackson Cartwright up to Matiang. Jordan Hunter over the back, and it'll be bonus situation now as that's the 15th foul, and of course 2 shots coming for Matiang on that one, and there's Hunter's 3rd.
Well, nothing wrong with that foul for Jordan Hunter. You're taking away a short look and forcing him to earn it on the free throw line. Nice decision making there by Parker Jackson Cartwright, really manipulating multiple defenders in that play. They're worried about the shot, so he goes with a lob pass.
Coach, we need a stop.
It looks like PJC is switching jerseys. He gets his second number 6. They've just got a spare number 6 in the bag for him.
Do you come here with an extra shirt? I do.
He fixed it.
I don't even have 2 shirts, man.
No, it's true.
He has to go out.
Do you have the same shirt?
You are wearing the same shirt since 2010 when we started.
Well, there's like 4 of them. I rotate them through.
And now we need another sub.
They're saying he has to check out of the game. So if you get blood on you, even if you change the jersey, you have to leave the court.
You can't go for a play. You have to go for a play, right?
Well, not just a tick of the clock. I think. So they're trying to get him back in after this. But I'm not sure they're going to allow him to check back in because no time will have gone off.
I think I heard the referee, Ryan Jones and Michael Allen, say stay out of the lane, and that's what you need to do. You don't want a lane violation.
You see Parker Jackson Cartwright on the sideline, but he will not be allowed back in even if Matiang makes this one. Apparently not. Yeah. Apparently not. No, not.
Abdel Fattah saying, no, you can't do that. And so Modi Moa is screaming, it is the right thing. It's okay, PJC. Jalen Adams, let's play basketball. Jalen Adams says, okay, I'll take a 3. Hunter with the rebound. Hogue looking to create. Not good enough, and that's why you pay all the money to sit courtside at the Breakers games, because you get Jalen Adams in your lap.
Well, that turnover was forced by Isaiah Leafa. He read where DJ Hogue was going with that ball in the corner, and he got to it ahead of time. You see Hogue, he has to go to that because Leafa read that pass, was going to get in that lane, and forces instead a pass to no man's land. 13 points the difference now.
Merry Christmas. PJC, Tui again on him. Stavicius with the feet set. Angus Glover looking to push.
A good look, but a quick look, allowing the Kings to counterattack.
Hogue, turnaround three. And it's got to be Breakers' ball. The clock is starting to be the enemy of the Sydney Kings here, 98-85. In comes Dan Fotu. Matiang sits down.
Dan Fotu, 3 for 4 from the field today. 8 points, 4 rebounds in his first start of his career. Great minutes as a replacement for the injured Finn Delaney, who's going to be, the Breakers are going to be without for some time.
So the Kings extending this pressure.
So impressed with what Alex Dooley's been able to do defensively, making things difficult for Parker Jackson Cartwright.
I mean he's a next star, but he's 19, but he's getting minutes. He's like 26 minutes a game, I think. Bruce Stavicius, the other next star, lost the handle on Bruce's defense. It was a great on-ball defender.
Well, I like what the Kings are doing. They're getting up there, they're doubling, they're forcing the ball to go around, and they're rotating with quickness because of the lineup they have out there.
Hogue knocking down that feathery three. 13 for him.
He's been waiting for that one to come. He's had a couple of decent looks at it, but the Breakers now have to deny him the ball. Lead down to 10. The Breakers have to stay aggressive, but this double team on Parker Jackson Cartwright making it hard.
The length of Galloway, but too much. They want the hook, it's not forthcoming. And so, of course, they're in the bonus and it's shots for Parker Jackson Cartwright. Well, Bodimore has a conference with Lamb, Fotu, and Stavicius.
And it's going to be bonus both ways, so both teams really looking for those whistles.
Jackson Cartwright, that's in the first. He's now 1 for 3 from the line. And at the other end of the floor, 3 Kings now on 4 fouls. Jackson Cartwright gets the roll. But Valentine, Galloway, and Adams with 4 fouls for the Sydney Kings. Hogue going at Anthony Lamb, and that's a matchup you want to see every time. At both ends of the floor, it will be DJ Hogue going to the line, winning that battle on Anthony Lamb for his 3rd foul.
Well, nice feel there by DJ Hogue coming off. Had the corner and felt that he had a bit of a footstep, so dribbles hard to get there. Another whistle on Lamb. And free throw attempts for Hogue.
This is what the Kings want. Stop the clock. Get some foul shots. That's a nice bench, eh? That Kings bench is...
There's some options.
There's some foul trouble, of course, but there's options.
It's good to be the Kings.
Always. Bruce Stavicius, a momentary lapse of concentration.
And exactly what the Breakers don't need. Timeout to the Breakers to discuss things defensively. Just a 3-possession game now with 3 minutes to go.
I'm not fluent in Lithuanian, but I'm pretty sure he used the universal word there for his disappointment in himself. Mantas Stavicius. Timeout, Modi Moore with 3:09 to go. 99-90. This game is poised.
Half court coming on the other side. When we bring the ball, back and review it. Yeah. 404.
And if I heard, I'm not sure which mic we caught. I don't know if you heard it, but we got a ball game here, gentlemen. One of the coaching staff said it. And this is how the ladder looks, a live ladder as well. So the Breakers will go up into 8th. Sydney will drop down into that 4th spot. Tasmania and Perth, the benefactors of this Sydney Kings deficit currently as it stands. I love a live ladder. God, it makes things interesting and easier.
I I'm not sure I've got the mental acuity to work that over in my head.
I don't even know what acuity means.
I try and wait for the game to finish before I take a look at it because I get all done in. But it is great to see how things are set up, and it's just so tight. Everybody's good. I mean, every single team in this competition is good this year.
Everybody. And teams are making changes. Taylor, what did you hear in the Breakers timeout?
Oh, basically they just said we really need to defend hard, obviously, but they said when we're on attack, I want 2 players always in the paint. We need to start going for the close points instead of looking for the further ones as Leafa just rides the Kings player.
Jalen Galloway, his younger brother. Brooke, what did you hear?
Championship composure. Panic has not set in with the Sydney Kings. They're ready for this. They know what this is. As we see Isaiah Leafa just go over the back. But it was just championship composure. No one was rattled. They know what they need to do. They know that they need to get stops. The Sean Bruces of the world, the Glovers of the world, the Adams of the world. They've been here before. They've done this. They did chip away at this. There's still a lot of time in this ballgame.
Well, Peter Hurley said on NBL Now during the week that this Breakers team is dangerous. They get everybody healthy. I don't know if they will get everybody healthy. It just hasn't been that type of season, but they're clicking. They clicked against the Taipans. They had everybody on the floor in scrimmage right until the last play of scrimmage when Finn Delaney felt something go in his calf. Tylen Cheatham is still yet to come back. Suited up, but not good to go, it seems, as the game started. Here we are, 7-point lead with 3 minutes to go on the game for the Breakers.
Can the Breakers find some rhythm? Because this double team has really given them problems.
Just like that, another turnover.
They just possibly need somebody else to bring the ball up the court so they can set things up. But they are completely out of whack. A great piece of coaching for Coach Abdel Fattah to bring in this wrinkle.
Certainly is, with Will McDowell-White putting ice on that shoulder. That might be him for the night. DJ Hogue, a wild pass, he gathers it in. Bruce to Glover with the drive. The kick in the corner to Tui. The ball movement is so nice. Where is it though? It stays with the Sydney Kings.
Offensive rebound starting to really make a difference. The 11th for the Kings, now equal with the Breakers in that department.
And it's getting tight in this gym. It's Hogue, finds Tui, puts it up and in. Lead is 5.
DJ Hogue, beautiful pass there. The second effort of the Kings continually rewarded. And Tui that time, right place, right time. Bringing the double again.
Where's the Breakers adjustment? Leafa has it. Lamb. Sending the double to the ball again. Another wild pass. Leafa trapped in the corner. 3 to shoot. Puts it up. Tui with the ball. The Kings defense supreme right now.
Absolutely no rhythm for the Breakers offensively. They have no idea what to get into.
These why the championship moments. Turned over. Parker Jackson Cartwright holds it up. Sean Bruce for the cheap foul. Took the gamble. Not a cheap foul, sorry, just took the gamble.
Not a great call. They've had the Breakers, they just can't figure out what to do defensively or offensively against this defense. You're putting Parker Jackson Cartwright at the line now when the Breakers have just struggled so mightily to get anything going offensively. Just 13 points in the quarter compared to 26 for the Kings.
6 for 7 from the line. Tell you what, so confident that he was going to make that second foul shot. He didn't need any rebounders. We got a timeout to Sydney. With 1:39 to go, the Breakers lead is 7, 101-94.
What a response by the Kings. They refuse to go away, refuse to go quietly into the good night. Fighting every step of the way, and defensively have really gotten that Breaker squad out of rhythm, who just aren't aggressive enough here down the stretch. On the other end, the Breakers got to find a way to stop the penetration of the Kings and finish plays with rebounds. These second chance opportunities in the fourth quarter have kept the Kings going, even when things aren't going as smoothly as they thought offensively. Everything is so tight. Breakers shooting 40% from 3, the Kings 38. 12 offensive rebounds for the Kings, 11 for the Breakers.
Well, Sydney, they average just over 40 rebounds a game. 35 currently. They are the league's leading rebounder. And it's been a battle on the glass. The Breakers have been really good tonight on the glass at both ends. They've crashed the O-boards. They rarely do they hit double digits when it comes to offensive rebounds. They have 11 tonight. Let's go to Taylor, who had an air on that Breakers timeout.
Yeah, interestingly on defense, Modi said Jackson Cartwright, he just needs to pester anyone who has the ball. Everyone else just stay square. But equally, they had mapped out every single option that they thought the Kings were going to take when they inbound out the back. So very interesting to see. Let's see how good their defense can stack up.
Jackson Cartwright finds Ribstavicius. And the lead is now 9.
And finally, some aggressive offensive play punishes the Kings before they can set up that D.
Bruce turns it over. They're rushing it out of this timeout. Back-to-back plays here. And Anthony Lamb will attack the heart of the Kings defense. And a foul on Galloway.
And Galloway picks up foul number 5. His night is done.
That is Jalen Galloway's final foul to give. He's looking a little perplexed. I don't blame him. There's not a lot of contact on that Anthony Lamb spin move, to be honest. We've seen worse.
And what we have seen today is the officiating crew rewarding the aggressiveness of the offense. When the offense has been passive and defenders have been closing that space on them.
That won't count. Michael Aylan was still in the key. And there's a sub to come in. Alex Tilley and Angus Glover was having a bit of a conversation, and we're just going to do it all again.
Always good to get those practice free throws in there. As everybody's confused now.
So that one wasn't. So that one was the first one, which was actually the second one that he took. So this is the third one that he'll take, but it's actually the second one. And he makes it.
But he's 1 for 2, right?
Sure. The lead is 10. 1:09 to go.
22 points for Anthony Lamb.
Bruce had taken a 3 by Anthony Lamb.
Sean Bruce.
Sean Bruce, man.
He just knows how to
Sean Bruce. He has stayed. I swear, he has not changed in appearance. He has not aged, Sean Bruce.
He must moisturize.
He has to.
He is, he may not have aged physically, but his game has aged. And he gets smarter and smarter every year. He makes the right play. He's in the right spot. Time and time again, he's there when the Kings need him. Unfortunately for the Kings fans, he misses the first of 3.
Making the second. 104.95. Hoat Noi ready to check in. Yes. And it is a sub on the make. Hunter will check out. 1:02 to go and an 8-point lead. That is the 60th foul shot taken tonight. As Parker Jackson Cartwright speeds up court to deny the double team. And Lamb breaks out of it as well. And it counts.
Just so under control. Just so under control. You see the strength he has with the ball, trying to get that contact when he catches it up high. And then just takes his time, comes in, finds the contact, the Euro step, the foul there. Easy whistle, easy bucket.
Anthony Lamb, he has been so good in the second half. He's got 24 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal. 9 of 16 from the line. And
he just fouled out.
And Anthony Lamb has fouled out of the game, trying to get his own rebound.
Just fouls out of the game there. But I'm not going to let the foul dissuade him. He's still looking like the Foot Locker player of the game to me.
I think so. I think you reward him for the game that he's had. His poise and his ability to read the defense inside that three-point line. And the matchup he's been given. Parker Jackson Cartwright, he has 16. Rubes Tavicius has 16. And very efficient, 6 of 9 shooting. Alex Tui, he's got 14 points in this game. Going for number 15 here. Haven't seen a lot of Jonah Bolden in the second half. Parker Jackson Cartwright again uses his speed to try and break out of the Kings' trap. And he turns it over. Hogue stepping to his left. Skip past Sonoy. Knocks that three down. Makes it a little spicy to go.
Love
Makes
that
it
extra pass.
106 to 101
Love
with
that.
36.3.
I mean, a lot of times you get into these situations and teams just feel it's an opportunity to chuck. DJ Hogue had a decent look at it, but well defended, but he makes that extra pass. Look at that skip. Wide open space for Noy on the other end, and because he's got that wide open space, he knocks it down. And once again, we got ourselves a ball game. 5 points the difference with 36 to play.
It is their 11th three of the game.
And the question for the Breakers are, where do they go for offense now? With no Anthony Lamb, who has been the person they've depended on these last few possessions to get something done, who are they going to put the ball in the hands of? Right now, Parker Jackson Cartwright has been struggling with that double team. If it's getting the ball out of his hands, someone else is going to have to lift their game and close this one out for the Breakers if they want the dub.
Well, the half-court trap on the ball with Parker Jackson Cartwright is working very well. He's using the speed to try and get downhill as fast as he can. But this game can turn on a knife edge, as you've just seen. 5 now is the lead. 106-101, you called it, Casey. We've got 2 triple-figure scores here.
The scoring was not going to be a problem. To be honest, the defense hasn't been much of a problem either. The effort has been there, but the shot making, the execution of the offense has just been too good.
Breakers bring the ball up to over halfway.
That's a slow developing play.
And poked away by Hogue. Nobody's coming to the ball, and that's what Tom Abercrombie is asking. Everyone's just standing, watching and cutting, but away from the ball.
They got to set this up a little bit more quickly. Too slow now. Angus Glover.
Angus Glover is like a naughty kid who will not turn and look at Michael Aylen, who's telling them off.
Well, they're checking a review we have right now to make sure who that ball went out of bounds on. Is it going to remain Breakers' ball? I haven't seen a clean angle of it. They're still looking at it at the replay center in Melbourne. And we'll take a look at it here. Ball gets inbounded.
This is just really good switching. And does that come off Rubes Tavicius' hand? Or is that DJ Hogue?
Looked like Hogue. Tough to tell from that angle.
Well, it looks like the Sydney Kings think it's off Hogue, just by their body language. But Rubes Tavicius brought his hands back pretty quickly. Now,
Michael Aylen having a good time with some of the Christmas fans in the crowd there. And it looks like Breakers' ball.
So it stays with the Breakers. It's Tom Abercrombie to get us restarted. See what the Kings can do here with the pressure. Rubes Tavicius is fouled by Noy. Oh.
That was very close. The pass had already been let go from the sideline, so it's not 2 free throws and the basketball. Because if that foul would have happened while the ball was still out of bounds, that would be 2 shots in possession. Or sorry, 1 shot in possession, but close to a steal as well. Court nearly led that one.
This is an important free throw here because it just gives them an extra buffer of 7. 2 made threes. It's not what they need to have happen on them. And they can't get the roll. And Noy did such a good job, but he batted it off the rim a little too hard. And it stays with the Breakers.
Just unfortunate. for Kwatnoy, and the Kings there. Makes the right play, but nobody in the spot where the ball goes to.
There's still so much time as well, 32.9.
Just 14 on the shot clock with the ball being picked up in the half
And
court.
again, the Breakers looking like statues, and Dan Fotu just got mugged.
If you catch the ball, you have to understand what time this is. The Kings are coming for it. You can't just have that ball out to your side. You have to chin it, you have to possess it, and force fouls to go through, and they're gonna replay this. They're gonna check to see if this was off Dan Fotu.
Dan Fotu said, I got fouled, but they're not gonna check that. They're gonna check whether it came off his hip. And they are going to review this. And so it's not a...
Everybody stand and form, no timeout.
So they're reviewing it. You can't have a timeout on the bench. You've got to stay out on the floor, according to Michael Aylen. But let's have a look here.
That's off his leg.
It's off his right leg.
That's a good call. You didn't give him the whistle because you were giving him possession, and this is one of the times where replay is tough to figure out, but that is most definitely going to be the Kings' ball.
And Dalfata was right there.
At least from that angle. There could be another angle we don't have.
So we're just waiting for the review to be confirmed. They're still looking back. The NBL hub.
Stop hitting the buzzer! We're still with you.
Did Michael Aylen just tell off the DJ?
No,
or the school bench?
The score bench.
He told the school bench off.
He told him to stop hitting
the buzzer. From the other side of the floor.
Oh, so
he's like every parent.
Ball stayed with the Breakers.
It stayed with the Breakers. I'm sure that came off Dan Fotu's hip.
Well, they have better angles than we have. No doubt about it.
That is true. Abercrombie to get us underway. Oh, Alex Tui's right there, and it's a foul. Alex Tui just slipped momentarily. He had the angle, he had the pressure. But just the quickness of PJC to turn that corner. And these are two important foul shots again for the Breakers.
Well, can just about ice it.
Just about. Just about. The door is ajar.
Got to make this one to make it a 3-possession ball game.
Will the Kings be the Grinch here? Oh, he bangs it down. That's 7. This is going to be tough. Adams. Pounded by Liafa. It's going to go for 2. Offensive foul. Oh, my goodness. Jalen Adams with the off arm.
And that's going to get replayed again. I love it. They're challenging it.
Yeah, well, that is Adams' 5th foul as well.
And it's the game. You know, we'll take another look at it. Yeah, don't know how that's going to get overturned.
You never know. They had better angles than us.
So that is officially what's being replayed. So the offensive foul is what is being challenged. And they're going to have a look at it now.
I'm still enjoying Michael Aylen telling the score bench off under the buzzer.
It is very entertaining. We'll take a few looks at it. I mean, they're kind of tussled up. You see that Adams sort of grabs.
You see the benefit of the doubt has been of the offensive player all game long.
But the call that was made was offensive, so that has to be overturnable. It has to be conclusive in the other direction. Tough to say that that's conclusive either way.
See, Adams has hooked Abercrombie's arm is down across his chest. Still looking at the angles here.
Wait for the cue.
After review, the coach's challenge is unsuccessful. The call on the floor is confirmed. Offensive foul, 1-2.
So that is Jalen Adams' night done. And the Breakers will have the ball with 21.6. The lead is 7.
Kings instituting the full court press again. Breakers just got to get the ball in bounds.
Tell you what, there's a guy on the opposite end of the baseline who's in a pink shirt. He needs to sit down because he looks like a sixth Breakers player.
That's the problem with those game replica jerseys.
Now reach in by Tui. Alex Tui picks up his fourth.
22, hold, 2 shots. Kenny.
Good quick foul. Not going to be called unsportsmanlike, so 2 free throws.
Hey, 2 shots,
Can the Breakers start hitting these with a bit more consistency down the stretch? Well, this last couple of minutes sure has taken longer than the first 4.
But this just gives me more opportunity to spend time with you in the festive season.
That sounds like sarcasm, Andrew.
No, that is not sarcasm, Casey. That is sincerity, my friend.
Oh, sweet. What are you doing tomorrow?
I am going on holiday, and I will be back on the 7th to call a game with you, my friend. Hogue with the rebound off the miss. DJ Hogue lost the handle. Abercrombie can hold it now, and that'll do it. DJ Hogue and the Kings, what could have been. They're on their feet at Spark. The Breakers pick up back-to-back wins here in the NBL, and it's their first win in 5 games at home. Things are brewing at Spark Arena for this Breakers team. They get the win. Anthony Lamb is your player of the game thanks to Foot Locker. Breakers win 109-101.